it seems to be that, yeah, of course, the technology is mature enough to enable these kinds of benefits that we're seeing. Is there any kind of hope in the next 10 years or so that the technology will get so much better that it'll even work better, or is it already good enough and there's no need for kind of advances
Oh,
for the patients to become saved, if you will?
we always want the next shiny thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
When I got into this, when I started at the Hit Lab, we were using a 7.5 pound headset.
yeah.
We went around and we put it on. We did this project in schools. It was called the Virtual Reality Roving Vehicle, the VRRV, and we took VR machines out into schools. And this was in the 90s.
Hmm.
And you put a 7 pound headset on a kid, and their experience of VR was like this.
Right, right.
And they'd be, but they were having fun. They were hunting sharks and with nets and doing silly things. But fast forward to today. So those things, we worked for a long time with $35,000 headsets.
Okay.
And that is just not a
Yeah,
reality for
yeah,
you can't scale that thing. So, where we are today, compared to that is amazing.
yeah.
We've got headsets for a few $100. They're either standalone with, basically phone technology in it, or, linked to a PC. You can be wireless. We've got headsets that have sensors integrated into them. So you don't have to wear a bunch of stuff. So you can get heart rate and you can get pulse and you can get all the, you can get, expressive, muscular changes,
Yeah,
eye tracking. So, where we are today, we have, is it good enough? It's good enough. I mean, it was good enough
yeah,
before to get
yeah,
the results. The question is it good enough? I think we're at a point right now today, in 2021, where the technology is really good enough to deploy. It's good enough to deploy at scale. What's missing is it's just not easy.
mm,
It's just not easy enough. It's just not, even though the costs are what they are, it's not as accessible as it really needs to be. There's a lot of stupid little things, which I won't go into, about setting up a system, about
right,
plugging it in, about getting everything provisioned. It's too complicated. My elderly mother could not do it.
right,
The
right.
people who need it the most, if you just think about pain, the people who suffer the most are older folks. So
Yeah.
they're
Mm,
not going to set up a system. So yeah, you can ship them one in a box and there's workarounds and things, but it's not like, my cell phone, I can just download an app and most people can deal with that, right?
yeah, yeah.
So we're not in that reality. So when you say good enough, are we good enough to get the effect? Yes. Are we good enough to go to scale? Yes. Are we good enough to market it? Yes. But is
Mhm.
it good enough? Is the technology available to the people who need it most? No. Not enough at all. And so where we're going, just to respond to that,
Mhm, mhm.
where we're going is smaller, better, lighter, faster, cheaper.
Yeah,
And there are some amazing things coming down the pike, basically, lightweight glasses kinds of things, new headsets. It'll take a while, in 5 years, it'll be much better. Will we
mhm.
be at ubiquity with, high resolution and everything and cheap and I don't,
Yeah, yeah,
I wouldn't expect, we're not going to achieve, the pinnacle in that amount of time,
yeah.
but we'll be certainly a lot better. And technology is always, the costs are driving down. So we'll see where the pandemic goes and the chip shortage and
Yeah, yeah,
all
yeah.
that stuff. So yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, I mean, if the technology is already there, it's just more the like use ease of use for the patient, for the user. If that's where the kind of changes need to be made, where the upgrades need to be made. I think that's clear, and I think very useful for the listeners. I do want to maybe